if you say, you know, I'm going to name my child David, and then somebody gets a dog and names it, you know, David or something.
What are you trying to say?
That could be a little bit different. But anyway, we're going to move along to our cooking this morning. Garrett Barner has already gotten started here. He's the executive chef at Passion, the restaurant, this morning. And we are making macadamia encrusted pork chops with caramelized apples and pears. Good night. That sounds good. So you've already gotten started with the pork chops.
I have.
And let's talk a little bit about the kind of meat that you're using.
Okay.
So folks can make their shopping list to make this later. They're bone-in.
Bone-in French pork chop.
Okay.
10 ounces. I use 10 ounces, but you can use a smaller chop.
What makes them French?
When you cut down the bone itself, it's all for appearance. That's about
Just
it.
make it a little fancy.
Just make it look nice.
Right.
So.
And what have we got going on here?
What I've done here is I breaded them in a little bit of flour, egg wash, which is just egg and a little bit of half and half, or milk, and I've mixed panko breadcrumbs with macadamia nuts.
And a kind of a coarse chop on the macadamia nuts.
Yes.
You want to let them show.
Yes.
All right. So remember, folks, dry, wet, dry with the breading.
That is correct.
Not, you know.
And also the macadamia, you want them coarse chopped because if you grind them up too much, you have no flavor. You want that crunch and that bite to mix along with the sweet sauce that we have going with it.
Okay, you've also got some sweet potatoes started. We're going to have sweet potatoes too.
We are. We're going to have sweet potato mashers.
Okay.
Going to have a little bit of sweetness to it, a little bit of cinnamon.
Now the pork chops, you are you going to cook them all the way through in this pan?
No, I'm going to pan sear them only.
Oh,
but I'm going to put them in an oven.
Oh, I'm going to move the apples and pears for a second here so Antonio can get a look at these that have been seared. They're ready to go in the oven. Look how nice and toasty brown the macadamia nut crust has gotten on those pork chops. Wow.
You want to finish that in an oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes.
How'd you come up with this recipe?
Or
did you?
Oh, actually I did. The first time I came up with this was the first time I had a dish called Bananas Foster. Very sweet sauce mixed with bananas, caramelized. And I'm not a big sweet eater, so I had to figure out what kind of meat can I put this on. And I knew it would go very well with pork.
To kind of
so I came up with the pork chop.
Now, a lot of folks do have an issue when they're cooking pork and pork chops. They come out dry. And folks worry about pork and having to cook it well done. So what do you want people to know about that? Do you have to cook it well done?
You do not. These days, the only thing that the scare is about ground beef, ground pork. It's not with any kind of steaks.
Okay.
Bacteria cannot get into the middle of a steak.
Okay.
It can only grow on the outside. So at 100 degrees, cooks off all that.
Okay.
So with any kind of thick piece of pork chop or any kind of steak, you can cook it right off if there's any kind of scare at all.
Okay, so the middle you can leave a little, I mean, would you say
you want it a little medium,
A little bit medium.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Nice and
and
moist.
Another trick to keep it juicy, of course, is the technique you're using today. Sear it.
Sear it, then put it in the oven.
Okay, the oven is we've got one at 350 and one at 425.
Yes.
So which one's for the pork chops?
The 325, or 350 degrees, I'm sorry.
All right, well, let's put them in there.
All right.
All right, when we come back, oh, you've already got some in there. All right, when we come back, we'll keep working on our sweet potatoes, and I'm dying to see how you do the caramelized apples and pears. It's going to be delicious. Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Okie doke. Jeremy Wheeler's in the studio now. Cheryl.
Yeah.
All right, we're back in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen with Garrett Barner. He's the executive chef at Passion, the restaurant. This morning we're making those macadamia encrusted pork chops that are in the oven, and you serve them with caramelized apples and pears.
Yes, ma'am.
And Garrett has made sweet potatoes, and you got some broccolini going too.
We've also mashed the sweet potatoes with a little bit of cinnamon, just to add flavor, a little salt, pepper. Broccolini is done with butter, quite a bit of butter. Whenever you're cooking with Passion, you don't worry about people losing weight.
Right.
I've always told everybody that. Broccoli, some people refer to it as baby, or broccolini. Some people refer to that as baby broccoli. What it is actually it's a cross, it's a hybrid between broccoli and Chinese kale.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay. So for folks who have never tried it, how would you compare the taste to broccoli?
Nowhere near it.
Better?
Actually, a lot better, a lot more tender.
Okay.
You don't have to cook it as long. It takes about 10 minutes as opposed to broccoli. If you cook it, you have to boil it down quite a bit first and then add in flavor.
Is it just as good for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good for you.
Perfect. What do we have going on over here?
Right here I got a mixture of butter, or equal parts of butter and brown sugar. That's we're going to start our caramelization with the apples and pears.
Okay, I'm going to trade places with you because I have a feeling you probably want to be over there.
All right. It's just like, again, Bananas Foster is where I got the idea from.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring this to a high heat. We're going to add in our apples and pears. Then we're going to add in a little bit of rum, a little bit of banana liqueur, and we're going to flambe that. All right.
I know that means you're going to set it on fire.
Yes, and
just tell me when to step back.
I just need to know where the fire alarms are. I've been known to set off a few.
I don't know where they are, but I know where the extinguisher is. That's
good enough right there then.
Right. We all have been taught how to dial 911 around here just in case we need that. So to prepare the pears and the apples, you've got the green apples, and are they soaking in anything in particular, or is that just water?
Sprite and a little bit of lemon juice.
Right, really?
Yes, and that's only to not take away from the flavor. I don't want them to brown any, so I can cut these a day ahead of time and marinate them in this, and they won't brown at all. Now, the lemon juice does that, or is there something in the soda that does that too? Straight lemon juice will do that, but it'll also break your fruit down. Okay. So it'll make it a little bit mushy. Okay. And you don't want that. You want some bite to it. So lemon juice and the lemon lime soda of your choice is what you've got that in. Okay. Correct. Are the pears in the same thing, or did you do something a little different? Yes, just a mixture of apples and pears right in here. Oh, okay. Right. I gotcha. All right. So this is getting nice and bubbly here. Your mixture of butter and brown sugar. So when it is getting bubbly, and it looks like it's a broken sauce. That's what I tell everybody. Don't worry about that. Oh, that it's not perfectly blended. It's not broken. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to add in your liquors and liqueurs, and that's going to bring it back to a syrup. Okay. It's going to be a nice sweet sauce. Add in those. Toss them in. Very hot mixture. You don't have to stand back yet. Okay, and just, add in a little like bit of rum. Over here by the fridge. Whenever you're adding in your rum or any kind of liquor, you want to pull it away from the heat. Add it in. And then what? Crank it up high. Bring it to a flame. A little bit of banana liqueur for flavor. Now, aside from the drama, what's the point of the flambe? There's no point in it. Once you cook away rum, there's no flavor in it at all. Okay. So that's all it is for the drama. It's for the show. For the show. Yes. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that either. So I'm going to put in cinnamon at the end of it. Now, normally they put it in right when it's on fire, and the reason why is because cinnamon is also flammable. I call it sparklies everywhere. So everybody goes ooh and ah. And I can't believe you didn't do it. No, I couldn't do that. Oh. I don't want to set off any alarms. All right. So. Well, I know that over at Passion, the restaurant, you have an open kitchen. So folks sitting eating at their table might actually see that going on in the kitchen. So that's part of the show. Quite a bit. And we also have cooking classes, and they'll see that all the time. So do you mind that as a chef? I mean, obviously you're here cooking on television today, but it's kind of a newer philosophy, I guess. Before it was the last thing you wanted was your customers to see the kitchen. Well, yeah. Some people get nervous at it. Yeah. I get nervous at it. Every class that I do, I'm nervous. Yeah. But you get over that once you get on with it. So. I want to go back to the pork chops for a second. Sure. Just to remind folks how long after you seared them off that they stay in here until 350 degrees for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. All right. Well, that should time out perfectly for our show. When we come back, we'll put it all together on a plate and get ready to taste it. Thanks, Gary. Very good. All right, we're back in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen. Time to put the finishing touches on today's fall recipe, the Macadamia Encrusted pork chops, ready to come out of the oven. And Garrett Barner is the executive chef at Passion, the restaurant, this morning. And we've also made the broccolini, the sweet potatoes, and we've still got the caramelized pears and apples simmering here on the stove in brown sugar and butter. And you put a little bit of Bacardi rum and what was the banana liqueur? Banana liqueur. Okay, secret ingredients. Now, where is Passion, the restaurant? 1036 Volvo Parkway in Chesapeake. Okay. Oh, you've got the plates all ready to go? Yep. Now, the reason that Garrett is here is because you are also one of our signature chefs coming up for an event at the Founders Inn October 17th. So, do you have a secret recipe that you're going to make? Actually, we're going to be doing some nachos. Nachos. Yeah, so it's not the traditional nachos. It's made with confit duck. Don't give away all your secrets. There won't be all the secrets. Also, homemade salsa that we have a garden in the back of our restaurant. Right. That we'll be using as many ingredients from that garden for our salsa. Then the secret ingredient I will not discuss. All right. But it will be fantastic. Understandable. I know how you chefs are when it comes to those secret ingredients. Right. What about the auction package? Anything that you can tell us about there? The auction package actually will be dinner for 4. We're also offering for the ladies a day at the spa at Ron Paul's. Nice. Also in Chesapeake on Volvo Parkway. And for the gentlemen, we have a round of golf. And we'll all meet back at Passions for a wonderful dinner. Oh, perfect. That sounds great. So golf for the guys, spa for the girls, and then dinner at Passions later on. That is correct. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Again, that Signature Chefs event is coming up October 17th. It's a Sunday night at the beautiful Founders Inn, also in Chesapeake. Nicole Livas, Fox 43 TV, and myself, we're going to be hosting that night, so we look forward to seeing everybody there. Okay, I know presentation is big, so what are we going to do here? All right, we're going to plate our sweet potato mashers. Okay. We cut a little bit of the pork chop.
Okay. We will let you finish with your artistic presentation,
right.
and in a few minutes we'll come over and wreck it.
All right.
Sample. Meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler is back with the answer to our pop quiz, but first, Cheryl.